Hi friends, I'm Parvez and welcome to my another video on building a simple music player using Python and also Qt6 or Qt for Python. But before starting our main topic, if you're interested on a complete course on Qt6 or Qt for Python, then I have created a newly course. It's about 11 hours training course on building GUI applications using Qt6 or Qt for Python. And there are different sections in this course that you can see. We have introduction, installation, widgets, we have signal and slots. We are talking about menu bar and menu items, drawing and graphics, database handling, Qt multimedia, charts, animation, and also web engine, Qt quick, Qt quick controls, Qt quick animations. And I will update this course regularly. If you're interested in this course, I have added the link in the video description and you can join this course. So now if you see the documentation of Qt for Python, now the Qt Multimedia module provides API for playing back and recording audio-visual content. Qt Multimedia is an add-on module that provides a rich set of QML types and C++ classes to handle multimedia content. It contains an easy-to-use API for playing back audio and video files and rendering those on the screen, as well as a comprehensive API for recording audio and video from the system cameras and microphones. Now you can see that this is the module Qt Multimedia widgets. So we have two modules. We have Qt Multimedia. It provides API for multimedia specific use cases, and also we have Qt Multimedia widget. It provides the widget-based multimedia. Okay. And like this you can import from Qt6, and there are different for example classes that you can use. So for the QML type, C++ classes like Qt Media Player, Qt Media Capture Session, Qt Camera, Qt Audio Input. Now when you're using a Qt Multimedia and Qt6, then you should separately create the audio and also video sources. But in, for example, in later versions of Qt, there was just one. You can just create a media player, and after that it will work with the sound. But in here, first you need to create the media player. After that, you need to create the audio output, and it will work. So now let's just create our design for the music player. First, I have opened my designer, and I want to create a main window. So from here we can change the width to it should be 600 and the height should be 150. Yeah. First I'm going to change this to file, and I can just say open music. Okay, after doing that, and here what we need to add a slider, so horizontal slider. After adding horizontal slider, we are going to add a label in here, and for this horizontal slider we want to change the object to horizontal slider play. And for this label we can change this to label timer, for example, and I can change the font size to 14 and I can just make it 0, 0 and 0. Okay, so after doing that, we need to add some tool buttons. Okay, so this is the first one, tool button, this is the second tool button, and this is the third tool button. Okay, now for this tool button I can change this, for example, tool button play, and for this I can just say tool button pause, and this should be tool button stop. Okay, now let me just copy my icons, and I want to create a resource file. So first let me just create the resource file, and from here I can just not open resource, but I want to just add a new resource file, and let me just add that in the location of my main project. So now in here I'm going to create another folder, and let me just say 7th section, and in here I can just call it resource.qrc. Okay, let's save it. And after doing that, we can just add prefix, and I can just say icons, And after doing that, we need to add files, and let me paste the icons. Okay, so I have some icons, and let me click on OK. After that, let's just change the icons, and from here I can change this icon, choose resource, and this is play.png, and I can change the width to 32 and the height 32, and this should be for the its pause and icon, and we can just choose resource, and this is pause.png, and also we can change this to 32 and also 32. For this I can just say this for stop, stop.png, and I can just make it 32 and also 32. So after that, we need to add a spacer in here, and we can just add a horizontal spacer in this section. And after that, we need to add another tool button, and this tool button should be for the volume, so tool button volume, and we can change the icon from here. So choose resource and volume.png, and I can just make it 32 and also 32. So after doing this, we are going to add a slider in here, and I can change this to horizontal slider volume. And also I have changed 32. So now I'm going to choose these two, and I can just make the layout horizontally, and for these widgets we want to make the layout horizontally, and for these I can just make the layout vertically, and for the main window we want the layout vertically. Okay, so now if I preview this, we have a nice design and it's looking so good. Okay, and this is fine. So after doing this, let me just save this, not save as, but I want to just save this. Let's just go to the project. Let me just find the project. So in the 7th section, I want to just save it music UI.ui. Now you can just view Python code, and you can save it, but I have done it this way in this video. Okay, so now we have our 7th section, and also we have our music.ui, and after that we need to convert this to the .py file, and py-site6-uic, and I can just say music UI.ui, and the name is the Python name is music UI.py. Okay, we need to change directory to the 7th section, and now we can just do it. This should be UIC. Okay, so now if I see that's converted and we have our music UI, and you will see that in here we have an error. We will talk about this, but for right now let me just create a music window in here. So music window, and now in here we need to just say import sys from py-site6.qt widgets. We are going to import Q application and also Q main window, and from music UI we are going to import UI main window. Okay, so now we can create our main window in here, and we can just say Q main window, and after that def init super. You don't need to add this in here. Okay, super.init, and after doing this, we need to set up that self.ui, and I can just say UI main window, and after that self.ui dot setup UI, and I can just pass self in here. Okay, and now we are going to create our Q application, and we need to create our Q application, and after that we need to create our window, our main window object. So I can just say Q application and says.orgv, and after that window, main window, and window.show says.exit. So says.exit add.execute. Okay, so right now if I run this, you will see that I'm receiving error and it's telling no module resource, and that's because we have a resource file and we need to convert that to resources.py file, and I can just say py site6 and rcc resource.qrc -o, and I can just say resources.py. So now that's converted. We have resources.py. Now in here we can just we have some imports that are not needed. You can just remove this from here. For example, these we don't need, and we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, and also this and this. Okay, let me bring it in here, Q font and also Q icon, and we can just remove this, and we can just bring this in here. So now we don't need Q application in here, Q main window, and we need these items. Okay, and also in here now we need to just use import resources. Okay, so now if I run this, okay, now Q meta object sol.ui.setup UI. Where is the problem? Q main window, name Q is not defined. I think we have removed something that is needed in here. So let me bring back, and we want to check. Yeah, we have removed this Qt meta object. Okay, by that reason it was the problem, the meta object. So now we can just, so you can remove it by yourself. There's no problem. You can just for example, the libraries that are not needed, you can just remove it, and we can just bring the Q font and Q icon in here. Import resources, and now I shouldn't see any error. Okay, now you can see that we have our design. So this is the slider, these are the tool buttons, and also this is the file open music. In the next video we will work on the coding. In the previous lesson we have created our design for the music player. Now we want to start our coding. Now first of all we need to import from PySite. We are going to .qt multimedia. We are going to import Q media player and also Q audio output. Okay, and after that in here we can just say self.player, and let's create our Q media player, and self.audio, so audio Q audio output. Okay, and after creating of this, let's first work on the open music. So I can just say div open music, and in here I can just say file name, and I can just say Q file dialog. We need to just import Q file dialog in here, q file dialog dot get open file name, and we can pass self, and I can just say open music. And after that we can check if file name is not null, or we can say that not empty. We want to just say self.player.set source. We want to set the player source in here, and we need to use QURL in here. So from Qt6.qtcore we are going to import QURL, okay? And in here I can just say QURL, and I can pass the file name in here, okay? So QURL dot from local file, so from local file, and I can pass file name in here, okay? And also we can just say self, we want to enable the button, so self.ui dot tool button play dot set enabled to true, okay? By default we want to just make the button to false, okay? Up in here I can just say self.ui dot tool button play dot set enabled to false. By default we want to just make the button false. If I run this, you can see that by default it's false. When we load for example the music, it will be enabled. So now we have our open music, and after creating of the open music, now we need to create so first we need to create for the position changed, and also we need to create another method, so one for the playing music we need, one for the position changed we need, and so let's create that, okay? And in here I can just say def play music, and in here I can just say if self.player.media status, if that is qmedia player dot playback state, so dot playback state dot playing state. In that case we want to say self.player.pause, and in the else case we can just say self.player.play, okay? So this is the first one. After that we want to just say def position changed. This is for the slider, and in here first I want to check if self.ui.horizontal slider play dot maximum, if that is not equal to self.player.duration, if that's not equal to the duration of the player, in that case what we want to do, we want to just say self.ui.horizontal slider play dot set maximum. We want to set the player duration as a maximum, okay? Self.player.duration. And in the else case we can just say self.ui.horizontal slider play dot set value to the position. We need to just pass position in here, so position, okay? Now because we also have a label to show the timer, so in here you can see we want to show the timer of the music in here. So for that, in here what we want, first we want to just create the seconds in here, and we need to just say, we need to just get the position. We want to divide that by 1000 and modulus 60, so modulus 60, and we have minutes, and I can just say position divided by 1 2 3 4 I think, yeah, okay, and it's 60,000 divided by 60, okay, modulus 60. And also we have hours, and I can just say position 24 26 1 2 3 4 5, and modulus 24. Okay, so after doing that, we need to create a QTime in here, and we need to just import QTime, and I can just say QTime, so time QTime, and in the QTime I can pass the hours, after that minutes, and also seconds. So after that, we need to set that to the label. So self.ui.label_timer, if you remember, this was the object name label timer, and I can just say self.ui.label_timer dot set text, and I can just say time dot toString. Okay, so now we have our these two methods. We'll create some more, but for right now we need to just connect that. So first we want to just connect the open music, so self.ui dot action open music dot triggered dot connect self dot open music, and after that also for the play music we need to just also add the button. So we have self.ui dot tool button play dot clicked dot connect, and we can just say self dot play music. Okay, and after doing that play music, also we need to we have a position changed in here. We need to also connect that with the signal that we have in the QMedia player. And for the position changed, we have a position changed that we can use. So let me just do that up in here. Let me just say connect media player signals, and in here I can just say self.player, not UI, dot position changed, so position changed dot connect, and we want to connect that with the position changed that we have created. Also we need to create one for the duration changed in here, because we need to also connect that. And in here I can just say diff duration changed, and I can pass duration in here, and for that I can just say self.ui.horizontal slider play dot set range, and I can just say 0 and duration. Okay, and now let's just connect that in here. So self.player dot duration changed dot connect self dot duration changed. So right now if I run this, let's test that it is working or not. We can just say open music. So you can just I have a music in here in my this folder. Let me open this, and we need to click. So now you can see the play button. If I click on this, so nothing happens. Okay, so I know that where is the problem. Now the first problem is this, that we have created our QMedia player and also audio output. Now we need to set that. I forgot to do that. I can just say self.player dot set audio output to the self.audio, and also I can just say self.audio. So for right now let me just do it like this, and after that we will check that it's working or not. Yeah, you can see, but the slider is not working. These buttons are not working. This is also not working. Okay, so the music is playing, but we have till now it's not done, because now we need to just create for example, if we change the slider play or volume slider, what we want to do. So now in here I can just say diff volume slider changed. If I change the volume slider, in that case what I want to do, so let me just add position in here, so position, and in that case I can just say self.audio.set volume to the position, and also for the diff play slider changed position. In that case I can just say self.player.set position to the position. Okay, to the position. So now let's connect these. So at the top in here we have the volume slider, and we can just say self.ui.horizontal slider volume, and there's a signal slider moved dot connect, and we can just say self.volume slider changed, and also we have self.ui.horizontal slider play dot slider moved dot connect, and we have self.play slider changed. Okay, and also in here in this section we can just say self.audio.set volume. We need to set volume to the slider, self.ui.horizontal slider volume dot volume. Okay, so let's check that that's working. If I open the music, yeah, it's working. You can see now we don't have sound. If I make it big, now we have sound, and also this is working. You can see, because we have just this amount of sound. Yeah, now we don't have sound. You can see that now the sound is mute, but the player's it's playing and it's working, and you can see it's 2 minutes simple music, and that's working. So now let's work on these buttons. On the we have play button, on the pause, stop button, and also this muting the volume button. Okay, now so let's just come down. And here first I want to just say diff pause btn, and I can just say sol.player.pause, and also diff stop btn, and I can just say sol.player.stop. Okay, and let's just connect these two. Tool button pause dot clicked dot connect with the cell dot pause btn, and cell dot ui dot tool button stop dot clicked dot connect with the cell dot stop btn. Okay, and let's run it again. So you can see now that's paused. If I play it again, paused, play. Now I can stop it. Now that's stopped, and we can just make it from the beginning. Okay, now let's work on the mute button. And so for that, now the first thing is that we need to just create a variable in here, and I can just say cell.mute it and mute it, and I can just make it to true by default. And after doing that, up in here, I can just hit def volume mute, and I can check if cell.muted. In that case, cell.audio.set muted to true, and cell.if that's muted, we want to just make the audio to muting to true. And also we need to just change the horizontal slider volume to the 0, okay, because that's muted. And also we need to change the icon, so self.ui.toolbutton-volume.set icon, and Q icon we need to just import Q icon from Qt GUI import Q icon. And in here I have already an icon, a mute icon, so I can just say icons. And so for this we want to, okay, for this we want to just use mute.png, so mute.png. And also we can just make the cell.muted to false. And in the else case we can just copy this, and let me paste it in here, make this to false, and make this to 50, and change this to volume.png, and make this to true. After that, let's just connect this button. So cell.ui.toolbutton volume.clicked.connect, and we want to connect that with the volume mute. So let's run it. So now that's muted. You can see that now this is 0. If I click on this, it's unmuted. So now all functionality is working for the music player, and our music player coding is completed.